I just a shadow in my head, and I'm trying to be free again. Tried last time and I got stuck in the same place, wondering the abyss, going around in circles, going around in place, stuck in this prison, stuck in a prison like I don't feel the light, stuck in a black hole, stuck in a place that I can't even understand. In my mind, in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. Let us be free. Let me find it all. Stand again, I'm finally understanding. This world is predicated by the powerful touch. I can scream and cry for the fairness and equality. It don't even matter. All this world escape is power. Let it be known. But all this world trust is power. Let it be full. Let the weakness ever be full. Let all the people standing under the people, preaching all this false testimonies. And give me some money, give me some power. Let me have for now. Let me be free and sad. My mind is going up like the clouds over my head. Like the clouds over my head. I just wanna be free. I just wanna be free. I just wanna be me. I just wanna be free. I just wanna be free. I just wanna be me. I just wanna be me. I just wanna be. I just wanna be free. I just wanna be me. I don't wanna understand anymore about this broken world. Let it be known. Let it be known. Let it be known.
Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming in. So my name is African Mil. Today I have a very special guest in here. Let me go ahead and drop the link to her channel. I know you guys have seen her, in some of these spaces. Maybe you haven't watched her channel. That's cool, but I know you guys have seen her. And today I'm gonna have an interview with her, and we're gonna talk about things. We're going to talk about culture, lineage. I believe she's of Indian heritage. So we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to talk about, Pan-Africanism and So sorry about that. So as I was saying, I'm not against Pan-Africanism, but I am against how there's a lot of, if you noticed in the Pan-African space, it's mostly run by the elite. It's run by people who have money, people who went to the West and have the ability to change certain things back home, but they never do. Instead, they would rather ask the diaspora to come back and do it. So that's my criticism against it. And I think on these panels, if you watch the last panel and if you watch Mr. Uganda's panel, you know exactly what we're talking about. We're kind of like over this, the continentals always gotta come and ask everybody to like do everything, but then what is the continent doing for Pan-Africanism? Anyways, so we're gonna talk about all of that. I'm gonna go ahead and add her into the stream. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, what up? Thank you for having me. I appreciate it greatly. Can I give like a introduction of me or whatever? Can you hear me? Can you hear? Hello?
You could go ahead and introduce your name, introduce your channel, and just yourself. I'm just setting up. I'm just finishing the
Oh,
setup.
okay. Well, I'm for Black Righteous Folks Home. I consider myself a full-fledged American. Um, I do believe that the stories that have been told about Black Americans as being in relation to slavery and all that has been misconstrued. Now, many Africans and many other people around the world that has been affected by white supremacy and whatnot can tell you how their history has been usurped and they have been diminished, diminished or killed off or silenced everywhere. And that has not changed even for us. Um, Many Africans and everybody knows that the history that's been told to us is not all the way factual, just like the Bible, just like religion and Pan Africanism. But different things are used towards uh, giving misinformation or impressions upon history, such as movies, um, culture, things that prop up that, like this new cater, these, what do you call those things? People are on some crates and all that kind of stuff. You know, the D challenge, cucumber challenge, all these different things that come into the so-called sphere of culture, making Black Americans look way bad than we are, and it's being sponsored by, I believe, Jewish small hats, such as what's going on with rap right now. When we were in control with rap in the 80s or so, in the last 10 years or more, it's been disrupted, it's been hijacked. And now you see the depiction of just rappers talking about women, sex, drugs, gold, money, living, flashy lives and reckless. And they're broadcasting this to show globally a misconception of who Black American is because that's all you see. So you see a lot of array of people coming towards Black Americans these days about who we are, our identity, our behavior, so-called, what we're doing wrong, how we're lost, and all these things for Pan Africanism. That is the go-to these days on social media about how to correct woe is these Black Americans who are scattered abroad with no discipline and no culture and no identity and all that type of stuff has come towards where we are right now. Now, I'm saying that I don't know anybody that doesn't have a struggle, especially Black folks, whether you are Black American, Caribbean, African, whatever. We all have been touched by white supremacy or the woes of evil, bad intentions for other people that's not us to gain upon our ignorance and not knowing what to do and how to do stuff. And people capitalize on ignorance. And people pit us against one another for their advancement and to mock us, whether you are Black American or wherever, whoever, whatever you are in the world. And I'm saying that I've decoded a lot of this bullshit through Pan Africanism because I paid attention for the last 3.5, 4 years with this new discovery on social media. I didn't know nothing about Pan Africanism until I came to YouTube. But my discovery of it is that it is trying to colonize Black Americans towards a agenda that's not a benefit to us. And these same people that have not been a benefit to Africans are talking to us as if we could be benefited by them. How does that work? It can't. It won't. It will not. And I want to wake people up on the reality that just because someone is talking nice and inviting you to Africa and you got drums playing and you got stews brewing in the background and all that kind of stuff, it does not mean that's going to last forever. It does not mean that that's their intention. It does not mean that they care and give a fuck about you. That's just the reality of what's going on that I'm seeing. And I want to reveal the truth, not a fantasy, not a fallacy, not talking about Wakanda, not talking about Black Panthers, not talking about all skin is we all united and all that stuff, because there is no unity nowhere found with Black folks, and there's no unity really found with a lot of people right now. You see the Afghans displaced right now. You see Haiti, going all over the place. You see different parts of even America, with these hurricane IDA there in Louisiana, and how people are just being just confused and abused by circumstances that they don't have control over, but people utilize that and set up a picture of unity on social media. It's a platform that can be used like a fictitious storyline told and sold like a movie to make us feel a certain way that's not real in reality. And my biggest issue with Pan-Africanism is that you're talking about us returning to Africa, but Africans are coming to America and everywhere else. I'm not mad at Africans for wanting to get out of danger or lack thereof of food, resources, whatever, because I would want to do the same thing if I was there. But don't tell me that my heaven is Africa when you're not trying to be there. And this falsehood that's being sold to us, such as a Brandon, Pan-Africanism strikes back again. He's a burly ass woman bitch. He's lying.
Oh my gosh.
And everybody's lying to us. But that's my point, and that's my position. So there you have it.
Do you think that this whole Pan-Africanism thing is being sold? Because I've noticed in some of these panels, some of the diaspora literally say this. They say things like they have no culture, Africa's their culture, and it's like, are you really gonna take a crap on your ancestors like that?
That's what I'm saying.
How
like,
dare you say that you have no culture? Like, why would you say that?
Exactly. This is an agenda, right? And we're being targeted. And sometimes I feel very upset with the Caribbeans and some Africans that went abroad that's talking shit to us when they have a culture. And well, we do too, but they don't recognize it as a culture. That's just it. It's not respect given to us. Everybody wants to feed off of us and copy us, emulate us, call themselves our name, even though that's a governmental given name. And like I've said before in my videos, if you haven't paid attention, is the bulk of Black Americans that was here between the 1800s before then were Black Indians. And the story that was told about 12 million, think about that, 12 million Africans from wooden boats, where the water was stored, where was the food stored, where were they shitting, and how they keep that clean. Come on, it was not that. And y'all give too much power to these people lying that has been lying, these white people that have been lying about a storyline that's not real, but people that conquer other people can make history to fit their own idea, even
Let
if
me
it's
ask you a
not true.
question. I'm getting
Huh?
unclear because I haven't read a lot of that history as it goes back because I just haven't. Are you trying to say that the majority of diaspora in America are not, like, they're of Indian descent?
I'm saying that we're a mixed race because I don't say personally, because I'm using logic and common sense and the probability of what's going on with the numbers. If I think about millions of people, some were forced to partake in sexual activities with white people or Indian people or marriages or, all these things. And you have color coded laws that were brought about in America. That's how we were changed from Negro, colored, mulatto, Afro American, Black American, African. I mean, all these different names that they have changed throughout this time because they want to conceal who we were. Black is not recognizing Africa. Black is like blacking you out, blacking out your identity. That's what had happened to us. Now, I'm not saying that there is absolutely no African blood from with nobody in America because there were some Africans that came here, but there weren't no damn 12 million. I would be surprised if 12,000 came here because we were already here. And that's the thing that we're trying to let people understand, that you were here, but Pan Africanism is telling you you're not from here. So that right there is the controversy. That right there is why we're like, hold the fuck up. Because you're trying to liken me to an immigrant when I'm an Aboriginal to this country. And you Africans, whomever you are from Africa, and you're Aboriginal to that. And you're not going to let nobody snatch that from you, but you think that it's okay to snatch my identity from me. And that's where Pan African and I have a problem, because these people are not being honest, and they're not looking at the fact that all these years we've been here, and you think we're just fucking Africans that came from a slave boat only. And then this is the part that kills it. Oh, you have white in you because they're saying, oh, you were raped. You ain't shit. You just a slave that came from a boat and that was raped, and that's you. Come on now. There were other people here. We had other interminglings that went on. How are you going to tell me that that didn't happen, but you just want to keep to the storyline of roots? Kunta Kinte, slave, had no power, got raped by these people, and that's you. And nothing else happened besides that. That's not the truth. And that's why I'm here to like let it be known that you got to expand your horizons on how you think. Even though you've been told and sold certain things, you got to learn to get some logic and critical thinking, and question stuff. Don't just settle with what you've been told, like Christmas, Santa Claus, and all these other things that have been sold to us, and or Jesus, or the understanding of the Bible. You have to like still question and not just take wholeheartedly everything told to you, because everything's been tampered with and everything has been fixed for you to believe something, for you to be confused. It's not a benefit to be confused. And I'm trying to unravel that. Now, there is definitely Indian heritage, period, dot. And we claim that because that's closer to what happened to us versus what's not known in Africa. Now, again, I'm saying that there were Africans that came here, but they blended in with all the bloods of us. We're not one thing. And to say that we're African and we belong to Africa, it's a stretch. And it's very dismissing of all the other historical facts that are there with our records and with our bloodline, to say otherwise. And people are saying, oh, never mind that, the white or the Indian part, because, this African came from a boat. That's not going to work. It's not going to fly. And that's what I want to let everybody know. You're not respecting me. How can I respect you? When you try and tell me who I am, and I should be the one telling you who I am. Period.
I mean, what I will say is that it's obvious that most of the Africans went to the Caribbean. Like if you look at Brazil, if you look at a lot of those Latin American countries, that's where most Jamaica, Haiti, most of the Africans went there. I want to ask you a question. Do you agree with Dane Calloway's his ideology?
Not wholeheartedly. I've only known of him maybe 3 years now. I didn't get my idea that I was Indian from him first. It was from my father, actually. Like I've explained before, I was a ward of the court. My mom and dad was doing some drug shit, fucked up me and my brother, and lost us in the abyss of, you know, children's home, foster home, and all that. But one thing he told me later in life, 16 years old, when I met him, reconnected with him briefly, is that that was there, my Cherokee heritage. He just said it out the blue. I didn't inquire. I didn't say, he just said, just know that you do have heritage of Cherokee. And I was just like, I didn't like really go in on questioning because I was like young, but I didn't forget. But the point of the matter is, it's like a secret here. It's like a secret in America for most black people because the history proved that back when, if you admitted it, with what was going on then, they would kill you, they would hang you, all kinds of stuff would happen with you admitting it. They were forcing black people that were black Indians to accept being called other things than what they were. And that is a fact. So that's why you have this um, Dane Calloway that's necessary and other things that have propped up to say we're more than a fucking slave that came from a boat. Because that is not the truth. That's not the whole truth in totality. To say that 12 million, think about that, 12 million came from wooden boats, 2 3 month trip rather, on the ocean to get to America. All those trips were successful, no
No,
problem.
I don't think it was. I don't think the number was 12 million because
That's what they're
a
how
lot
you
of them,
gonna
a
have,
lot
how
of them
you
were thrown off the boat. A lot of them died, unfortunately. Like,
uh-huh.
it was really sad what happened, to
But
be
no,
honest.
they're not Superman though. That's my point. White people are not as super as we're giving them credit for. We're telling these people, acknowledging, oh, they got the power to ship 12 million Africans all over the place. Well, just in America, they say, but then in other places, like we're giving them too much credit and power when we should logically understand that that's not possible. It's not possible. Like it's more possible, like you said, Haiti, Jamaica is closer. But even then, those places had Indian people there as well. They had indigenous people there as well. So you will have a few people in Jamaica and Haiti say they're indigenous as well because they have ties as well to the land. Not all, maybe a year, 100 years before it ended, it was just African. But before then, I think that they started from the land and the people there first to enslave them. And then once they got the system going, they went out and got more, but not as many as they're proclaiming. It's not the truth. And that's what I want us to understand, that while we are talking about our identity is the fact that we want to acknowledge the whole complete history, not just the part that's picked for us to claim. How are you going to tell me, oh, just look at this Roots, which was directed by Jewish people, and they're always in the mix when it comes to anything pertaining to Black Americans, rap music, movies, everything. They're there. TMZ, the live TV, they're there in the mix. For what? Because they want to keep the storyline on us being decrepit and fucked off, slaves of old, needing to leave America. They have an agenda that I believe that's connected to, racist people of the South and British people, that's connected to what happened in the 1800s with the Civil War, and people, that didn't want to die off just decided like we'll get at these people later and just reinvent a storyline that's going to affect us now. Now, the reason why I say that is this Return to Africa is only talking about Black Americans. It's not talking about Africans happily going back. I don't see Africans having these blogs where they're going back home and they're tired of where they're at, whether it be America, Europe, wherever. They're not blogging like that. Just these dumb birds, these pretender Africans who are making money off of the idea and hope of Africa. And without it, they're broke. So you have Brandish like back again as probably being propped up or whatever, off of him being very disrespectful and fucked up like Lou Major was to us before. This burly ass bitch, talking hella
But
shit.
okay, but I have a question though.
Hmm.
What about the ones that are multi-ethnic? So they are African and they are Indian and they are this and they are that. Can they then claim African because they do have some African blood in them?
I'm saying that every person individually has a choice to make. And I think that it's not fair to just collectively say because you might have one ancestor that came from Africa that cancels everything else about you. I'm saying that if you decide that that's your heart, your spirit, then you do you. But don't turn around and say, what about you? Because that's your choice. Like when you went to Canada and other Africans went to America or Europe, it was a choice. Don't take my choice away from me. Don't. Why? I have a right to be who I want to be. We have transsexuals all over the place. You have other people claiming to be Asian and they're white. Other things, what's her name? The one woman that was pretending to be black, but she was really white. All these people coming off the woodwork, Sean White, whatever his name is, pretending to be black. Everybody just can leech upon the idea of blackness and proclaim themselves to be that, but black is just a void. Black is a void. Everything pertaining to tribe, heritage, and all that's culturally known in Africa is not the same in America because we have been gutted from our identity. We have been gutted, and I feel that we have a right to choose what we want to be. Because if we're multiracial and we feel more connected to America, then leave me alone. If I feel more connected to Africa, then I'm not going to block that person. But my problem is you're ridiculing me for not feeling the same way as you. And that's what Pan Africanism is doing, just towards Americans, Black Americans. At the same time, immigrants are coming here to become American. You're telling us we should feel shameful to consider ourselves American as Africans are longing to become American. And that's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And that's why I'm so upset because I got to hear this every fucking time I turn on YouTube with Black X, Benjor, whatever her name is, Gina from the next Nor, whatever the hell her name is, and all these other Pan Africans faking the funk. They're putting pressure on Black Americans, but that bitch living in Tennessee or wherever she is in the South, Gina, has not left to even visit Africa. She is a minion for somebody, Black X, who is in Gambia but hustling the hell out of everybody and trying to denationalize us with her so-called automatic citizenship that she now has changed her mind, talking about, oh, you're being recognized as African. But bitch, if we went to the airport and had an immigration officer put a stamp talking about we returned and repatriated, we renounced our citizenship at the airport. But you ain't talking about that. And I call that out. Then all of a sudden you got a change of plans, a change of an idea that you already talked about a year before. Bitch, how can you do that? But they don't expect us to research. They don't expect us to be concerned about our life, future. They just assume that we're just going to go along like sheep. Where you want us to go? Oh, you want to do that? No, bitch. That's you.
Okay, because I've met a Black American and they actually had the I don't know what it was. I think it was the status paper or whatever tribe their ancestors came from.
Hmm.
Why do some people have that and some people don't have the actual documents that show that they're of native ancestry?
The reason why is because we did not know it was going to be a problem just being an American. I did not know that Pan African was going to be on here bashing and coming for us like they are right now. I was content just being a Black American. I was just like,
Oh,
I'm
you
so,
saying people are bashing you?
yeah, because they're bashing us if we don't want to be African. They're bashing us if we don't want to go back to Africa. They're bashing us if we don't want to visit Africa. Like, that's the thing that we got to do. Or you look at these different Pan Africans talking shit. They're bashing. Look at the Simp uh, Police. What's his name? Simp Police Academy, whatever his name is. Brandon, Lou Major, Donnie
Oh,
Samir, um, what's his name? All these different Pan Africans, they don't talk in a good light about us being here in America. They say, oh, that's burnt down. You need to go find your own nation, your own nationality, build your own, start anew in Africa. And if you don't like that, it's self hate. You don't have self worth. You ain't shit. I mean, what the fuck? And these motherfuckers ain't moved to Africa for good. These are the same motherfuckers that refuse to stay in Africa. And some of them that's talking the most, like this Gina from Badex Nor, has not even visited Africa. And they're the most long winded streams around, talking, oh, you hate yourself. You don't want to recognize the African in you, bitch. If I have African, white, and Indian, what's your point? I'm my own new race and I'm just American. Now, you can dismiss that I'm not African totally because you have Thane Tribe that says they're multi race, which is correct. You have Kwesi talking about African for Africans, whatever, Ghana for Africans and all that. I'm glad to know that that is a reality on the ground because other fake Pan Africans that are African, like Tunaja, is talking about we shall
oh,
overcome, bitch. Your ass ain't went to Nigeria overcoming
oh my
shit.
God.
Talking about we should overcome. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I used to be like, I think I used to be like to Nigeria a little bit too. I used to be like, oh, if you're black, you're African. But really looking into people's DNA story, it's actually so complicated because there are even some Africans on the continent that are mixed. They're black, but they're mixed. They have either Arabic ancestry, sometimes they have some of the colonizers' blood. Like
And that's what I'm saying. Like they recognize
DNA is so
that. They
confusing.
recognize my
DNA is really confusing.
race. Huh?
Yeah, I'm like DNA is so confusing. Like you
Mm-hmm.
could say that you're black, but then when you look into your actual DNA, you could have other things that you never knew you had. And
But you
especially if you're in the diaspora, because that was just like everybody came from a different ship, or some people were already there. This, that. It's really confusing, actually.
but you do know that the DNA tests are not legit, right?
You
You
think
do
they're
know that
fake?
they're not legit. They're considered entertainment purposes only. If you get the application for the DNA test, they tell you in real small writing that it's for entertainment purposes and like a mere guess. It's not. If I can't find my people that I don't know in America, how am I going to find people in Africa? I mean, that don't make sense. It's staged. I mean, if you go to 60 Minutes and you look up DNA testing 60 Minutes, this is a 7 year old video that describes and tells you that it's only 0.1%, point 0.1, not point, just 0.1, to tell you possibly your ancestry. Is not really anything to really consider, but because it's hyped up, it's a trend, it's broadcast on social media, commercials and whatnot, which is influencing us, which is psychologically binding us to the idea of what they're selling. But instead, really what you're doing is you're inputting your DNA for safekeeping for them. If they want to make a crazy infection, they can learn your DNA. And if you did a crime or a cousin did a crime, linking it to you, you're possibly able to be linked. But to know a tribe, that's not the truth. That's a outright lie. And if you touch in 60 minutes right now, I will show you 60 minutes DNA testing. Put that in. It's a 7-minute video. And for people to understand that it's not the truth, it's not legit, and Pan Africanism only uses a mirage of an idea that's not reality. But because they can say, oh, take a DNA test, oh, they got your records, they can do. It's not the truth. Just like out of Africa, we came from monkeys and all that. That's that's what white supremacist KKK people did to us. Does that mean that's the truth? Why do we have to accept evil motherfuckers with bad intentions, so-called wisdom that is not wisdom, is a guess, and them making stuff up to make you believe in a lie that's against you? I don't get it.
So you're saying that the DNA tests are used so that they could use it against you in the future?
Because they're making people believe that the DNA tests are actual. If you just punch in and just show your back screen or whatever it's called, 60 minutes, 60 minutes DNA testing, and punch that in, 7-year-old video is going to come up. Let's listen to that and let people understand what I'm saying.
Okay, no worries. I can definitely go ahead and try to see if I can get that. But in the meanwhile, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask the questions.
It's under Ancestral Productions is where it comes from. Ancestral Productions. And it's DNA testing, re-narrated 60-minute clip. It's a 7 and 11-second minute video, but it talks about the validity of DNA testing. That it's not. It's just a guess. It's for entertainment. And then you'll hear one of the guys from African Ancestry talk about, oh, we just giving you 0.1% of knowledge. 0.1%. So 99% you don't know, but 0.1% they're leaning on that to be the truth. That's a fact. People don't want to accept the truth because they have agendas, and they're like, I guess performed an oath or signed up for, licking on balls of, Pan-Africanism or whatever, but I'm not doing that. You can have at it. Tell me how it tasted, I guess, but I don't want none of it.
But I would still say the majority, if we're just, because we're mostly talking about people in America, but I would say the majority of people in America do, like, they're not claiming African anyways, right? They claim
Exactly. But we're being ridiculed because we're not, because there's an agenda. And like I said, when you hear Pan-Africans say, oh, you guys are just mentally disturbed or you're self-hating, and they don't want to look up like a guy by the name of Walter Plecker, who deliberately fucked with the censuses that were going out in the 1900s about our identity, and how these people that came to take record saw skin tone, and decided for you who you were based on your tone when you were a Black Indian then in Virginia. That's a fact. Oh, you look too light to be called colored, so we're going to call you mulatto. Oh, you don't look light enough to be called mulatto, so we're calling you colored or Negro. And this is what happened in the 1900s or 1800s. That's why we're saying, as Aboriginal, that some of our ancestry was blocked and hijacked. and made over. And that's the problem that people are not willing to accept right now. Can you please take that person off? I want to finish my interview without an extra person. Yeah, after my interview's over, then I can answer questions. I don't need no demon to try to block me right now because they're mad right now. They're scrambling right now. They don't want this truth.
Was the 60-minute video the 7-minute one, like the one right at the top? Was that the one you're talking about?
It's,
yeah. Let me see.
Do you see a white guy with a white beard or a white mustache?
Yeah, can you see this one right here at the top? DNA testing re-narrated 60-minute clip?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Please play it.
Add the sound.
We're from. Among those using the test to trace their family's past, Spike Lee, Oprah Winfrey, and actor Isaiah Washington, one of the stars of Grey's Anatomy.
Brother Washington, your mitochondrial DNA is quite common among the Mende and Temne people in Sierra Leone.
Trace their ancestry back to Africa, a history totally lost to them.
If you think about young African Americans growing up thinking that the history started with slavery, I mean, how do you think that impacts their psyche? We went through slavery. We didn't start with slavery.
To Vi Higginson, the prospect of tracing even a tiny fraction of her ancestry back to Africa was enthralling. 60 Minutes sent her DNA to African Ancestry, as well as to several other genetic genealogy companies, to see what they could tell us about Vi's maternal lineage.
I'm sitting on the edge of my seat.
Kittle's company sent Vi what they call a certificate of ancestry.
Oh my God.
It says that you share maternal genetic ancestry with people from the Mende tribe in Sierra Leone. Do you know anything about Sierra Leone or the Mende people?
No.
Nothing.
People have been waiting a lifetime for something like this. Now, this is just a tiny bit of information now.
But they take it as huge.
Right, because it's cracking open the door that was closed for centuries.
There's a place in Africa you could say that I'm from. A tribe. I am thrilled. It puts a name, a place, a location, a people. It opens up such possibilities.
But the problem is, Sierra Leone wasn't the only answer Vi got. A company called Relative Genetics found a match to a single person in the Wobi tribe in the Ivory Coast.
Different? Different. Now, I got all excited about that, and this is different. Now, how could that happen?
Then a third company, Trace Genetics. Your particular sequence matches sequences reported among multiple Mendanka individuals in Senegal.
What's up with this?
And Family Tree DNA, the company that linked Vi with Marion in the first place, came up with a whole list of matches. This goes on and on.
My goodness.
So what do we know about Vi's ancestry? The DNA does indicate that she has distant relatives in the Mende tribe, but she also has relatives in all those other tribes. So no one can say for sure where Vi's maternal ancestor actually came from. When I handed Vi the certificate, she got extremely emotional about it. She wept, and it meant so very much.
People want to believe.
They want to believe they've gotten an answer.
And it's not fair of us to let them believe that we're giving them certain answers, because scientifically, we just can't.
Hank Greeley is concerned that the science isn't really there yet for you to be giving them the name of a tribe.
I think for most companies, I would be concerned too.
But what about your own company?
We have
he
the
didn't
largest...
exclude you. He included you.
But we have the largest set of sequences from Africa. And so with that, we're able to provide some level of probability in terms of frequency.
But he would say that even though you have the largest database, it's still small on the scope of things.
As I said, I share those concerns.
About yourself.
Our DNA.
And that's the rub. This business of genetic genealogy is fraught with limitations. For one thing, it can only provide information about a tiny fraction of our ancestry. Because we get half our DNA from our mothers and half from our fathers, almost all of our DNA gets shuffled and remixed every generation, making it impossible to trace what comes from whom. There are just 2 bits of DNA that remain pure: the Y chromosome, which passes directly from father to son, and something called mitochondrial DNA, which passes unchanged from mother to child. Hank Greeley, a law professor at Stanford University, has studied this new field. He worries that people don't realize just how many ancestors they actually have.
8 generations ago, both you and I had 256 great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents.
Wait, you're saying that if you go back 8 generations, we have 256 great-great-great-grandparents?
Yes, it doubles every generation. So you've got 2 parents, you have 4 grandparents, you have 8 great-grandparents, 16 great-great-grandparents, and it adds up fast. It adds up so fast, in fact, that if you go back 20 generations, you've got over 1 million grandparents.
1,048,576 to be exact. And in each generation, DNA testing can provide information about only 2 of them.
So you could be Peruvian on your mother's 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 side, Japanese on your father's 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 side, Swedish on everything else.
And you'll never know.
And you'll never know the Swedish from the Y chromosome or the mitochondrial DNA.
Now, you've looked at several of these companies that are doing these tests.
Yes.
Do you think that they explain what you just explained to us?
No, I don't think any of them does as good a job of pointing out the limitations. But, businesses often don't go around telling you how weak their product is.
We don't oversell. I mean, we just say, look, we provide a service. If you're interested in exploring a tiny bit of your DNA and trace its ancestry, we can do that.
When you say it's a tiny little amount,
it's less than 0.1%.
And that's pretty teeny.
Yeah, but for people who know nothing about any of them, I think it's very important.
See what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, there's no shame, about anything other than accepting who we are collectively. I'm not saying that there ain't no African blood somewhere, but it's not the only blood, and I should not, what's the word, be committed to a blood line solely on someone else's perception of who I am. I want to be in the here and now, and I want to accept everything about my history as me as a whole, not a portion. And like I said, the history has been fucked around, has been tampered with, and the truth of the matter is we were already here, and people don't want us to realize that fact. That is the fact. And it's sad that people are fighting us about that, because it's like, you know where you came from, but you want to displace me from being where I am. For what? Bad intentions or bad intentions? I remember as a child when I was in a children's home and whatnot, and I remember how to feel safe and free, on the top of a hill as a child, looking up to the sky, looking at rolling clouds, and the serenity of that and the peace of that and godness of that. If you cannot imagine somebody sitting next to you doing that, talking to you about their experiences and your experiences, and it's convoluted with their bad intention, you know that's a way to know that that person's not good for you. They're not meant for you. And I think a lot of times, a lot of people assume being smart, memorizing stuff, talking very big and long winded is a reason to respect these people as being leaders. But they don't have good intentions, though. They just have good memorization. The truth is, how do I feel on a hill sitting next to you looking up at the sky as the clouds are rolling by? If I'm feeling, nervous, anxious, or angered, you shouldn't be there. And that's how I look at people. Like, you can't come in my zone if I don't feel comfortable or comforted by your presence. If I feel like you are here to take me out, take me under, bitch, get the fuck on. But we're told black skin is all you need to do to receive a black person, when we know hella black people are fucked up. And not realizing hella black people, and I'm not saying all black people are fucked up, but too many to count, are fucked up with bad intentions, with their own agenda and their own intention, and they think they should dumb me down for me to accept and receive them. For what? I'm not going to do it. And I'm suggesting to Africans and Black Americans, don't receive and accept people with bad intentions because they're talking good with long-winded words, big words, whatever. Bitch, whatever. You're not doing nothing. You're not showing nothing. You're not proving nothing. So therefore, you're discounted, discredited. Get the fuck on. Period.
Interesting. Interesting. I think I had another question to ask. Okay, let me ask you this. To you personally, right? What's more important if you have to choose? Is it culture or lineage? What is more important to you?
My lineage in America. My lineage in America. Like I said, my whole history needs to be considered and counted. You cannot parse out what portion you want for your agenda to latch upon me for what you want. That's not fair, because you chose to do what you're doing and you want to take away my choice. And that's demonic. There's no other way to put it. It's demonic. It's fucked up. You think you're better than me. You think you know better than me. And I'm telling you, bitch, you don't. Not you, but the bitches that do think they do, they don't.
I guess basically what you're saying is a lot of us are multi-ethnic. We have multi-whatever things in us. So you shouldn't choose one over the other. You should just choose, like, you should have it as a whole.
I'm saying, like, us, me as a Black American with all the multi races, the advantage or the standpoint should be America. It should not be someone foreign coming to America, benefiting off of the blood of my ancestors, to turn around and say, you are not what you've been all this time because I say so. Who the fuck are you? You came here on the tails of my people, came up, and you want to turn around and talk about you running shit now? Who the fuck are you? Take your ass back where you came from and regulate those people. Don't talk to me, because I'm not listening to you. That's what I'm saying.
Somebody in the comment section said that culture and lineage goes hand in hand. It actually doesn't. You can adopt someone else's culture, but you can't change your lineage. You can't change the mixing of blood that you have in your DNA. That's already been done before you. But you can adopt someone else's culture.
Facts.
You can adopt, if you want to have Asian culture, you can go and take it. That doesn't make you of Asian lineage or late Asian descent. So that's why I asked that question. Because some people, like, they demonize their lineage, but it's like, how can you demonize your lineage when that wasn't even your fault? In fact, you should be grateful for your lineage because that's how you exist. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but there's no point in demonizing, feeling bad for, you know, having a percentage of this or that or this in your blood when that had nothing to do with you. That wasn't your decision. You didn't come up with that. It is what it is. So I don't see anything wrong with embracing other parts of your lineage if you have that. Not everyone does, but some people do. But okay, but there is a criticism here, and the criticism is that you are taking one side of your lineage, but then you're rejecting the other side of it, or you're saying you don't care about the other side of your lineage or the other percentage of it. What do you have to say in regards to that?
I mean, red, white, and blue. You know, Indian, white, and black. It cancels itself out for us to be our own. And the fact that slavery happened behind Africans, you know, coalescing with Arabics, white folks, Portuguese, or whatever the hell it was, they sold mirrors for mirrors and umbrellas and beer or alcohol. They did not know we were going to survive. No thanks to them that we survived. By the grace of God, we survived. They don't get credit for our survival. And they don't get to say, oh, we own you now when you were paid to sell us. The blended part, I'm saying. I'm saying that most of us were here already in America, but the few blended Africans that blended in with us, they paid the cost to be where we are right now. Through war, through civil rights, through death, or whatever else came upon us. African didn't do nothing. African leaders or whatever didn't do a damn thing. We did everything, and they watched. And now they want to capitalize on what we did and how we were successful and claim it? Bitch! Not you, but bitch! The ones that think they got it like that. Bitch! You don't got it like that. We did not get your assistance, acceptance, or privilege, or whatever to be where we are right now. And y'all mad because we're ahead of what you thought we would be, and you've been left behind in Africa based on your intentions and your priority. You want to resume and continue your culture, drums and, you know, flip-flopping around, just being free and nilly, and not learning what the white people did to y'all, or Arabics did to y'all, Chinese people did to y'all, whoever else did to y'all. And you want to like blame us now for what you did not consider important to do, which is pay attention to the people that were all up on you. It's not my fault. It's not my people's fault. It's Africans' fault. Don't blame me. Blame you.
So basically, okay, that makes sense. I see what you're saying. So it's like nothing to do with Africa. It's just America.
I'm American, flat out. Like I said, I don't know nothing about Africa. I never did nothing to Africa. I don't wish bad will on Africa. But my home and my lineage and my history has always been here. 1800 and before 1800. Before 1800. Before Columbus came here. Before. And we have a right to say who we want to be. Who else should not? Who else should be able to consider their own identity? You like letting these transsexuals and anyone else that comes around that want to be black to consider us, but we can't consider us here as Black Americans, that's a problem. Like they're demoting us to be children that's not smart enough to understand what's going on. And they're like saying, oh, you're sick. Oh, you're sick. If you cannot decide, you're just this right here because we decided for you what you are. Who the fuck are you to decide who I am? You ain't never did nothing for me. Bitch, get the fuck on.
Right, right. I think that's it. Did I have anything else?
Is Mr. Uganda in the house? I would love to have him. I would love to have him come out.
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can get him.
I love him.
I'll send him a message and see if he's available. He's on the
Okay.
break at the moment, so he might not be available right now, but I'll send him a message anyway.
Okay. And like I said, people can come up and ask me questions, but I will warn you, I'm trying to be calm. I'm working on my Zen, whatever. But if you come up here accusatory, slandering, just crazy and all that, I'm going to match your energy. Don't make me do it, please. I don't want to do it.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm tired of like telling people what they should identify as. I feel like it's a waste of time to tell people what they should identify as. If they have it in their own history books, if their grandparents or parents told them something, then it is what it is. Because at the end of the day, like I've noticed that there's two different histories. There's the history that your family tells you, and then there's a history that someone else wants to tell you. So the history that my family tells me trumps everything. It really does.
This Roz Moise guy says, am I pronouncing it right? R-A.
Raz Moise.
Okay, he says, take your med before you talk to me, woman. Like, really? Bring your bitch ass up here. Bring your bitch ass up here. Tunaja, bring your bitch ass up here. All you bitches, bring your asses up here. Face me.
Here, but
don't be mad. Like I said, these bitches that are in UK, America, and abroad, not in Africa, talking the most about what we should be doing, but they ain't doing shit. Ooh, what they talking about, bitch? Get your fucking ass on. Naja, you know I'm gonna get your ass as soon as I hear your fucking Darth Vader voice.
It's all right. Wayne, welcome to the stream. Did you have a question?
Yes. I guess I'll just go ahead and speak, and if you guys can. Yeah. What exactly is her identity?
Who are you? Can you tell me who you are? What's your name?
Wayne Jennings. It's up there.
Where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yeah. That sounds like a Caribbean accent.
I came from my mother's stomach.
No. What land mass are you from?
Okay. Am I being interviewed now, or I thought you were taking questions?
Because you up here talking, so I can't know. I'm from America. Where are you from?
I'm an American.
No. You're not originally from America. Where are you from?
Okay. I thought you were taking questions.
I'm asking you, where are you from?
I'm from the Caribbean.
Okay, where?
Where?
Where from?
Tenerife.
Are you like scared to answer?
Tenerife.
Where?
Tenerife.
I don't understand. Do you understand? Arabia.
Tenerife.
You just saying that shit all crazy. Slow down. Say it nice and slow. Where are you from?
So why is that important? I thought you were taking questions.
Very important because you're gonna try to attack my points and my views.
I'm just asking you straight questions.
He's just asking a question
I'm
right
just
now.
straight questions. Simple questions.
Where are you from,
My first question.
Where are you from?
Are there certain people you don't want to talk to? Is that
Where
why?
are you from, dude? Say it slow.
I'm from
Where
Cuba.
Are you from?
I'm from Cuba. I'm from Cuba. Yeah.
Are you really African?
Am I African?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to ask, what does that mean? I told you I'm from Cuba. I'm a Cuban.
Okay, are you African though?
Yes, I'm a black person. You see, now you have me confused because.
Did you come from Africa first?
So you're playing a game here now, because I had questions.
Direct on your ass, bitch. You don't understand who I am. Are you from Africa
Relax.
Am I African?
Yeah.
I never lived in Africa, if that's what you're
asking. Okay, so what are you talking about?
What am I? I haven't said anything. I don't know. You're the one that just.
I'm trying to help you out because I don't want to confuse you. If you're confused,
I'm Cuban.
Who are you?
I'm Cuban.
What do you want?
Oh my gosh.
Now, I just want to ask, what is your identity that you said? What's your identity?
I told you I'm an American. I'm multi-race American.
So are you black, white, Indian? I heard you said Indian. I thought, because I wrote down, I think I wrote down that you said Indian, black American Indian, something like that.
You do understand that it's been manipulation over the color-coded bullshit in America.
No, I'm not interested in the manipulation. I'm interested in what you think, to understand who you are. Did she leave, or did she drop off? Are you there, Millennium?
Yo, what just happened?
Huh?
I don't even know what happened, I'll be honest with you.
This is a game. Obviously, this is a game. Because I was just here to ask, and I can ask the questions that I would ask. What is your identity? What do you believe in? Are you really an Indian? Because I thought I heard her say she's an Indian sometimes.
Yes, she's Indian.
Okay. Now, for those who are in the chat, if you're in America and you really want to know what your family lineage is, go to Family Tree Now. One word. FamilyTreeNow.com, and put in your name, your full name, and your city and state, and you'll see exactly who your family is. Some people are looking for their ancestors, but they don't get along with their immediate family, and I can tell you, I'm one of them. First of all, I have to get along with my immediate family before I go looking for ancestors who are long dead. But if you want to find out who your immediate family and friends are, go to FamilyTreeNow.com. It's free. If a pop-up comes up asking you to buy anything, don't just X out the pop-up, and you will see a lot of information about yourself. But back to this lady. Obviously, you can see where she went off. She left. She's just playing a game. She's just playing a game. She says she loves Mr. Uganda. Go to her channel and see. I think one of the last videos I was watching yesterday where she was cussing out Mr. Uganda in her chat. She has a very foul mouth, but I wish she had stayed. I just had regular questions for her, because I'm not for the drama. I thought I heard her say that there were only 3 ships, but I posted in the chat where it was about 12,000 ships with 40,000 voyages over 250 years. There are lots of people. Oh, I guess she's back. She's back. She can go ahead, listen. She can jump in whatever she wants. But yeah, I'm not in the drama.
I'm back. So what question you got?
What's your identity?
I told you.
You didn't. You drop off while you were answering.
Okay, listen. Hold up. Freeze. I'm an American.
Okay. So you're not Indian anymore?
I told you that we have mixed race situation here in America. White, Indian, black. Okay, that's what we are. And we want to claim where we are. We don't care about the past. We care about the present. And y'all don't understand that we should not have the option to care about the present for your benefit and not ours. Fuck what you're going through. We're American. Wake the fuck up, catch up, help me out. I'll help you out. There you go.
Is that the same way you speak to your children?
Does that help your soul? Does that help you a little bit?
Well, I didn't, you said I guess you're mixed with Indian, whites, and black.
Oh, yeah,
So,
exactly. So I ain't claiming African. So get the fuck out of here.
okay,
I'm not revering.
So where?
You know what's so funny? Africans, a lot of y'all, proclaim that we are irrelevant in America, and we should just denounce what we accomplish in America and come see you for what? I'm saying I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm not recognizing you for what?
Where did
Help me out.
Where did the black part of you come from?
Motherfucker, I told you
For black,
red,
for
white,
black,
and blue.
From where?
For black. Calm down a little bit. I don't think he's trying to be rude. He's just literally asking you questions.
I'm saying I am mixed with Indian, white, and African, possibly. Possibly, because I have not confirmed it. Nonetheless, if I have 3 bloods, how are you going to select for me who I am? I'm telling you, I'm just an American with all that history.
Ma'am, I haven't told you anything about who you are. I'm just asking. I'm trying to find out who you are. That's all I'm trying to find out.
Didn't you listen to my interview before?
The
video talking about DNA testing. You did not listen to me. Or
I don't believe in DNA tests. So
okay, and I don't either. But why are you playing dumb with me?
You said you're taking questions.
But you playing dumb with me. Don't play dumb with me because I'm gonna expose you quickly. Okay, just letting you know. If you don't want to be exposed, you might want to back the fuck up because I'm gonna expose your ass. If you're gonna continue to talk, I'm gonna expose you.
So how long you've been in America? Do you know how far back your history goes?
My whole fucking life, and my dad's life, and my mom's life, and my grandma's life, and my granddaddy's life, and onward and onward. What the fuck are you talking about?
Does this have anything to do with reparations, and that you think that you're gonna have to share?
Reparations is not the first thing on my list. Listen to me closely. My identity is more important than reparations.
But you don't even seem to know your identity.
I would choose my identity over $1 million. I swear to you.
So are you choosing Indian, white, and black so that no matter who gets reparations, you get some too?
American identity.
So what is an American identity?
Me.
You are the only identity for America?
No, there's plenty others that are like me, but you obviously is not from America first. Obviously, you're from the Caribbean or Africa first. So you're not going to know what I'm talking about. Where are you from, dude?
Do you realize that?
Where are you from first? Don't go and
I said Cuba. I said Cuba.
Okay, Cuba. So you don't have the same stance as me.
All right, let me tell you. Let me give you a secret. Everyone who's naturalized in the United States has exactly the same rights that you have. You have no more rights than.
But they're still not me. They may have the same rights because white people let it be, but they still not me. They weren't here building America. They weren't here dying for America. They weren't here protesting in America. They weren't here doing shit for America. They came after the fact. So you think you should have the same weight as me? Are you serious?
See, really? I'm just telling you that.
You know, you sound silly as fuck, like Bugs Bunny.
No matter what you say,
whatever you think, you will never be me. You will never be me.
I never said anything about being you, man. I just said that everyone who's a naturalized citizen.
You will still never, ever be me. You ain't worked and earned what we got. And you ain't got the blood of what we are. So sit back and chill in the corner, okay?
Let me tell you another secret. A lot of the immigrants
because if you didn't tell it, it's not a secret.
Wait, let him go. Let him.
A lot of the immigrants that you don't like, they worked as slaves here too and built America. They demonstrated in many cases more than you do. Okay. And there are many names. I don't have to call them. You seem to be a smart lady. I don't have to call the names. They're very famous. And they were part of the movement, very deep in the movement. Are you denying
Are
their
you telling me I
participation.
hate somebody? Who do I hate? Can you tell me who
Who
I
said?
hate and why?
I never used the word hate. I never said
You
that.
just
I never
said
said
I
that.
hate. I don't
I
hate
did.
shit. I'm saying let me be me. Don't tell me I'm not to be me, and you come and like usurper what has been and tell yourself and your whatever that you're more legitimate in the last 10, 20 years, and we've been here for hundreds of years, and we're somehow supposed to bow down for a few years? Are you kidding me? Or have you bumped your fucking head, dude? Wake your ass up. We're the real McCoy in this motherfucking house. You're just trying to emulate behind what we did. And you want credit for what you did behind what we did for centuries. How does that work? Make that make sense. Carry forward. What's up?
Did you see
I'm
what?
waiting.
Did you see what just happened in Afghanistan?
Exactly. I saw.
Is that your
And
country?
I
That
saw
is that is
Uganda
that is that your
pick up
country? Is that your
2,000
country?
people. I saw Uganda pick up 2,000 Afghanistans put in their country and not assist Haitians with an earthquake and all kinds of shit to assist them. But y'all want to talk about Pan Africanism, but you don't give a fuck about Haitians. How does that work? Y'all some frauds, y'all some fakes, y'all some bullshitters. And I'm calling you out. What's up with Haiti? Talk about Haiti. I'll wait. I'll wait. Why are you tongue tied? Come
I'm
on.
not. I'm not tongue tied. I see. You seem to
What
have
do
a
you
lot
feel
to say.
about Haiti? What do you
You
feel
see,
about Haiti,
Whoa,
fool?
whoa, whoa. All right. There's 2 more minutes to this section because there's other people that want to ask or Black righteous folks some questions.
whenever time you're ready, because she doesn't seem to be able to focus and take questions. So whenever they want to come in, let them come in.
You're just in denial. I understand. It's hard.
In denial of what,
Hard.
Miss
It's
Ma'am?
hard. It's hard. It's so fucking hard.
All right.
And I just
No.
noticed that the Saint Police Academy bitch had the nerve to say I was definitely drunk off the cheapest liquor. Bitch, even if I was drunk, I would still fucking own your bitch ass, hoe. You understand me? Don't ever forget. I got your number, and you scared and you run forever. Bitch!
Okay, no problem. We're gonna add Diego to the conversation.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys doing? Hello?
Hi.
Can you can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, because you guys are staying quiet while I'm greeting you guys. That's bad respect. You guys gotta respect people. When people greet you guys supposed to greet them back. This is how we are taught growing up. So yeah, good evening once again. The lady is basically right, though. I tend to agree with their ideology. From a perspective of, you need to understand that Africa is not a people. Africa is a location, is not a people. So when she says she's not African, she's American, she's completely right, because Africa is not a people. Africa is a location. You see, the people that live in Africa are called Bantu people for the most part, that then transcend into their own tribes. You see, that's where the other tribes, like us, the God, the Mandays, the Fulani, those are Bantu tribes. But the people are Bantu people. So she can say she has part Bantu blood, but she's not African. And I tend to agree with her completely. She's speaking the truth. So even you, African millennial, you only identify as African because you were born there. But Africa is a location for the most part. Africa is not a people. You understand? So even when people say, man, Africans built Egypt, those were not the Africans that we are, because we are Bantu people. You see? So those that built Egypt are a different tribe of Africans, and you can even see with their features that they don't have Bantu features. So when people trying to cling into the Egyptian ideology, it's a complete lie.
I don't know. I'm totally lost because I was trying to find out. See, I've been following the ADOS, the FBA, and all the other groups that they have now, and all those groups seems to have come up since the reparations talk with Yvette Cornell and Antonio Moore. And I made a statement to them a long time
Tell me
on.
what your confusion is, and I'll help you out as best I can.
I've tried, ma'am, and you know, you're just
I'm
beating
trying
around
to
the
help
bush.
you out because you're trying to
Now,
like be forceful.
first of all,
You're trying to like know more than you should, and I'm trying to let you know you don't know as much as you think you know, and you're not going to be the expertise in this situation. I'm sorry to let you know, Flash, but the truth is the truth, and I am the truth. I'll help you. I'll cry with you, hold your hand in the corner, whatever you need. What's up?
all right. First of all, the name should not be ADOS because American, it means Canada,
I don't claim
America,
ADOS per se.
Central America, and South America. I was responding to the gentleman who spoke earlier, but anyhow, the name should be USDOS.
No.
Because they're more
American. That's
more
what the name
slaves.
should be. It's just
Yes,
American.
they're more
And
slaves
people that
in.
have been here since the 1800s or before should be the ones that are claiming America and the identity of American. That's a fact. But what is going on is that you have hijacked the identity of us and surmising us to just be slaves of old from a wooden boat. 12 million Africans came from a boat, and we didn't fuck with nobody else's races. We just stayed free and clear of that, and we're just pure African. You know better than that. That is a fucking lie. Don't play with me. Don't make me do that to you, please.
Are you done?
I am trying to be.
Okay. So what do you think? Is only 3 ships were involved in the slave trade?
I'm trying to let you know that the numbers that they gave us is not accurate.
What numbers do you?
I'm trying to let you know here in America. I don't know what about Haiti. I don't know about Jamaica or other areas of the Caribbean. Apparently, it's more real on that side of the mountain. But as far as America, it is not the way in which they depict it to be. We were already here, and they want us to believe the lie of what happened with Haiti, Jamaica as well, because they want us gone. And I'm saying, you want us gone, but you have immigrants coming to try to be me, and they didn't earn the right to be called American. They ain't did shit. They just took an interview, a green card, a visa, student, and they just as American as me, and I'm not supposed to say nothing about it? Are you kidding me? Wake the fuck up, dude.
Look, I want to ask this question to the Africans, the so-called Africans here. I want to know, how does it benefit you as an African? How does it benefit having an American identifying as an African? This is a question for the so-called Africans on this panel. How does an American benefit in calling himself as an African benefit you as an African?
I'm the only other person on the panel. I'm not one of those people, so I don't know how to answer that question.
That's why I don't really care what anyone identifies as, because what does that have to do with me? It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I was hoping that I could get some questions to this person here, but apparently she has her own agenda. And you know what? I had a very let me. I'm not gonna get off kilter here, but I had a very personal conversation with this lady. I told her who I was. I told her how I have 3 children who've done very well. They all have done good for themselves. I have 3 daughters who've done good for themselves. And then she listened to everything and she was nice. And in the end, she got on a rampage about how you're effing this and you're bitches this and you're that and you go back to where you come from and da
Are
da
you
da da
talking
da da
about
da.
me? Are
You
you
know?
talking about
No,
me?
it's not about
No,
you.
I'm
It's
talking
not about
about
you.
Oh,
somebody else. I'm talking
okay.
about somebody else. And that's the character we have right here. Um, do you want me to talk or you want to continue talking? How do you want me to call you? By your name on the screen or home? Is that okay?
I mean, whatever you need to do, but the point of the matter is, like, respect my knowledge. I mean, I'll show other videos if y'all need to learn. I had hoped, I really had hoped and prayed that I could just simply say, simply, what it is. But for some strange reason, you guys don't want to accept nothing unless somebody else is confirming it, unless somebody else is saying, yeah, that's true. And you can't believe me because somehow y'all don't believe we're respectable enough to believe. And that's fucked up. What the images that you have been shown on movies, TVs, whatever,
What is it that you want those people you're talking to respect and believe? What is it that you want us to believe?
the truth. I just want the truth to be exposed. And
What
I
is
just
the
want people,
what is the truth?
the truth is Black Americans are not African. We are multi-race Americans. Okay. And somehow, because we're multi-race, we're supposed to be feeling some kind of way, decrepit. Oh, we can't make it. We don't know nothing. We're so confused and we're so sad and depressed behind not being received and accepted. Look, I was a ward of the court as a child on my own, separated from my brother and my mother and dad. Okay. And I ain't broken like that now. So for people that are 40, 50 years old, talking about they don't know who they are, they're so confused and they had a family, I'm confused about that shit. Because I'm like, what the fuck happened to you? When I ain't even had mother, father, whatever, I still had enough knowing of who I am just because of God. And a lot of us don't know who God is. That's a fact. And my issue is, like, for instance, as a child, if you would look up again to the clouds on a hill rolling by, and you can't have somebody sitting next to you looking at the rolling clouds and talking to you about simplicity of life and this and that and what you want to do and accomplish in life, and you feel threatened or anxious by these people, you should not want to deal with them if you cannot imagine them in that picture. If you can imagine them in that picture, then they're more safer than not. But we don't understand that fucked up people are among us. They don't want us to accept the fact that there are fucked up people in our midst. They want us to say, oh, black skin, all black skin, oh, we should accept all that. When you know in reality that black people are killing all over the place, whether in Africa, America, wherever else, behind jealousy or not having enough or whatever. And that's the truth. But oh, black skin, let's unify based on a lie of a propaganda. That's a fact.
Do you have slavery in your family at all?
Like I said, I've been researching. First of all, my father's side don't have slavery. I have not researched my mom's side yet. But my father's side is the one with Cherokee Indian. My great grandfather was Cherokee Indian. And my grandmother had a business in the time that slavery and whatever after that was going on that was not slavery. And that's a lot of situation that's going on in America where it was depicted as a way that it was not. Not saying that all of us was spared of slavery. I'm saying that maybe you might have a shared crop situation. Maybe you had you got tricked out of your land. You got tricked out of your identity. You were enslaved thereafter. These things did happen. But I'm saying, like, I can't, like, take one part of what you know or what you believe as the truth when it's not in its whole entirety of what I know and what I'm seeing.
So you're not
And
denying, you're not.
because y'all want to be the smartest. And it's okay to be smart. It's okay to have a memory. It's okay. But if you don't have common sense, discernment, you don't know who God is, you don't know the spirit of what's going on and the intentions of others out there. Because there's a lot of people floating about, smiling and laughing and talking about love and unity, but they want you gone. And they want nothing to do with you. And they can care less about if you were genocide or otherwise. That's the truth.
Is
And
there
I'm like,
something that
huh?
is
So
there
you're
something
not.
that wait, Wayne, is there something that you and Home can agree on? Do you agree with something?
I'm trying to find out. I'm trying to find out because I have another question for us. So you're not denying that slavery existed in the United States?
Yes, slavery did exist, but not to the magnitude of what they told us. I'm saying that 12 million Africans coming to America from wooden boats did not happen. I'm saying that the number probably was like more 12,000, not 12 million, because we were already here. And those 12,000 blended in with the black Indians and white, whatever, a rape or whatever situation to be what we are now. And I'm saying that they skewed or misconstrued the story to be about all of us came from Africa. We all were just Africans falling off of a wooden ship, boat. Did not happen. And that's common sense, probability, and the history of what has been hidden. But y'all don't want to accept that because y'all want to claim us. And I feel like that's a bit of an obsession. Like, don't you have pride in what y'all can do? Y'all say y'all so smart. Y'all say y'all know civilization in times past, how y'all were, but you're leaning on us so much. But we're worthless. You tell us we're worthless, but you're leaning on us. Get the fuck off us. If we're worthless, go do you.
Do you believe in ADOS or FBA?
I believe that I'm a foundational Black American, but I don't like Tyreek Nasheed necessarily, and I don't like Yvette Carnell necessarily. I feel like they're gatekeepers. I feel like they're manipulating us emotionally for the grab of money for what's going on social media. I don't believe in their movement. I don't believe that they have the right intention. But it was necessary to have a distinction called upon what's going on with various immigrants coming to America and claiming to be us. I think that it's not right for them to say, I'm you too, even though I have my own identity, my own heritage, my own culture. I'm going to just call myself you just because it's convenient. I don't like that. So the fact that FBA and ADOS was created, it was necessary to allow us to have our own separate identity because nobody wants to just be canceled. Nobody wants the history to be null and void. All that we did in America should not be dismissed for nobody. And for people to say, oh, we're all one and the same, but you didn't do what we did, one and the same. So what the fuck are you calling yourself one and the same when you do what we did? You went through what we did, and you don't have the same bloodline as what we have. But black skin, that shit, again, white people did that before. Oh, you're black, colored, mulatto, and now Africans, the elitist ones, are saying, oh, if you're called black, considered black, you're just African. It's the same shit on the other coin. They're trying to utilize black supremacy versus white supremacy. There's no damn difference. I want reality. And the reality is we're a mixed race American that is really American. We're not African because we have three bloods, if not more. And it's not fair for people to say, oh, because you have a tinge of a color, you're just African. Never mind that you were Indian and you were fighting in this war over here with the Indians over here. I mean, the lie that they told that they killed off everybody that was Indian, that's not true. They killed off our mentality. They killed off our spirit. They didn't kill off our being. I'm trying to like wake y'all up to understand they lied and they continue to lie. They're not on our side. And for Pan African to say, oh, you're just going with the white man said, they don't want us here. They don't want us here. So they're not on my side. I'm like going against them, going against Africans, going against whatever to tell the truth. And that's my fact.
We're gonna let Rasmois go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna give you a dose of reality, right? You said that Black American are not African.
No, we're not.
Okay, let me say this to you, right? Black American are descendant of different enslaved African tribes, okay?
Not only that, but they also had the white and Indian in them. So you cannot carve out what you want to make it seem a certain way that it's not. We are all the above. We're all the above. So if I have white and Indian and African in me, how am I going to choose?
Can you not interrupt? Can you not interrupt me, please? I was not done with my point. Can you allow me to finish? What I'm saying to you is majority of African American, they are of African ancestry. Okay? I'm not denying they don't have any European or Native American, but overwhelmingly, Black American are not Native American. They are of African descent. They are a mixed multitude of different African tribes. Mende, Mandinka, Bambara, Ga, Akan, Yoruba, Igbo, all of these tribes. The reason why they are mixed like that is because the slave master will not allow someone from the same, let's say someone is Igbo and he was enslaved. You cannot put an enslaved Igbo with another enslaved Igbo. So they mix them with different.
You're working real hard for the money.
I'm not done.
Real hard. I'm working hard for the money. Where you come from? Where they sent you from? I'm saying, dude, if I have African in me and white blood in me and Indian blood in me, why would African blood be the most important blood in me? There ain't no reason. That's a fact. Y'all don't want to accept that, but I'm telling you, we are American first.
Okay, that's fine. You are American.
Yeah, you're not saying it's fine though, because that's not what you really mean.
Listen. There are 4 different types of American. Okay, we have white American, we have Black American, like the one that would be considered African American because they are of African descent. And then you have the
hello. That's what they cause to happen.
American Indian.
It's not the truth though.
Wait.
It's not the truth.
Let him finish his whole point. Let him finish his whole point, and then you can rebuttal that.
Thank you. I'm giving you the truth. We have 4 types of American living in America. You have Hispanic American, you have African American, Black American, descendant of enslaved Africans. I don't call my ancestors slaves. I call them enslaved because they were enslaved. And then you have white American, and then you have American Indian. The very same people that you people call Mongoloid. Yeah, they're not Mongoloid, okay? They are Proto-Mongoloid, and they have been in America for thousands of years. So what you people are trying to do, you people are trying to take their culture, and that's not right. Because just imagine if it was the other way around, and then you got American Indian going to Africa saying that, oh, I'm of African descent, oh, I'm part of this tribe, or I'm part Yoruba, I'm part Hausa. Like you will be really upset, you will be angry, you will be outraged. So just imagine how these people feel. And guess what? These people have their YouTube channel and then debunking everything that you people are saying. Is you people are not. Listen, I can respect FBA and ADO saying that, okay, we know that we are of African descent, but we are our own group of people. I can respect that, but at least put some respect on Africans. Just say that you are of African descent. I know that African American are mixed with different races of people, but most of your DNA is linked back to Africa. It's not linked to American Indian or European. It's a small portion of American Indian. It's like less than 0.1%. Listen, for me, I have 2% like white in me, and then the rest is just sub-Saharan African. I already know who I am already, based on my people oral history, and then based on myself like taking the DNA test. So if your oral history said that you are American Indian, so take that DNA test, so that DNA test to confirm like whether or not you're African or American Indian. Because I've done mine. So why can't you take yours? Why is it always like, oh, DNA is fake, DNA is blah blah blah. But you wanna pick and choose DNA to fit your narrative. Like DNA has no color in it. DNA is just simply DNA. So why can't you
I've
take
already
DNA to
saw the
find out
video
your
where the DNA was not accurate. And if you go to
no,
WHRO Public Media 11 years ago, you will hear a Native American explain what happened back in the
you know?
time where our identity was hijacked. You will see an actual Native American explain it. I dare you
Oh,
to go to
listen,
that channel. And like I said, it's
hear
not
me out.
about hate of Africans is accepting of who I am as a whole person. And the whole person of me is not just one blood. And more
I
than
get that, but
anything, I'm American. And I don't want to be made over
I agree with you
behind
on
what
that.
you.
But if you break it down, majority of the DNA could be African. Like
No,
you're
it's
not.
not the
I,
majority, dude. I'm trying to let
so
you know. Go to no, excuse me,
fine. What
WHRO
like?
Media. Can you
What you
do
saying
that for
about
me,
like?
African
Do
millennial,
you
to
have a
help him out?
do,
It's
go on, do you have
WHRO Public Media,
do you have
and
a
it's
word song?
another view called Native Americans, and you will hear a Native American explain what happened, and a black, supposedly guy that looks black like me, who has a great grandfather or grandfather who was an Indian, who was stripped of his identity and what had happened. And that's many of us here in America. And now y'all don't accept that. But America had a
I,
whole different system that is not known in other areas. And like I said, they came here and seen all of us here already. And they said, how are we going to deal with these black motherfuckers looking like Africans, but they're Indians and they're
but it
married
is.
to these other races of people? We're just going to reclassify them and call them something that they're not and make them over against their will is what happened. And the fact that we're waking up is strength that we ain't had before. I didn't think I had to have it before because I was content with just being Black American because, okay, as long as I'm American, I'm not tripping. But when Pan Africanism came in the last 4 years, talking about I'm African and trying to dismiss me being American, that is what the problem is about. That's the problem because we're not African, we're American. And y'all don't want to accept that because of our skin tone
You
and the fact
are
that a few
American of
Africans
African
blended in with
descent.
us.
And just like I
Just
mean,
because
listen,
a
I'm
few
Haitian,
Africans
but
blended
I'm
in with our
overwhelmingly
blood does not
African
make
descent.
us African. It doesn't.
You're
I'm
not African
sorry.
right now
Because
because you're
you
not
feel
living
like
in
you
the
can
country.
make
You were
me
not born in
over.
the country,
Can I
but
make
your
you over?
ancestors were African.
Can I
Oh
make
my!
you over? Can I tell you you're white all of a sudden? Can I make you something that you're not? You would
Oh,
refuse that. You would refuse that because you know who you are exactly. You
you
know your
don't talk
culture.
to
You know your
me at all.
rituals. You know your language. But you somehow think that you have the right to tell me, because you don't respect me, to tell me who I am. And that's what we have a problem with, because you don't have a right. Just because there are a few fools running around doesn't
The
mean
bulk
that they're
of Black
us.
Americans are not American Indian. They are of African descent. I'm not talking
Oh
about
no,
you. I'm
we're
talking
mixed
about
race,
the
buddy.
majority of Black
We're mixed
Americans
race.
that
We're
are
all
African.
the above.
Correct. You are
We're,
correct. You are of mixed multitude. You are mixed with
we're
different instead African tribes, and then European, and then a
not.
little bit of
We're all the
Asian.
above. So therefore, you can't claim us as African. I'm sorry. We're all the above: white, black, and Indian. We're all the above. We are the flag. We
Can,
are the mixed race. We are, what do you call it? Um, what America stands for, like just all the above. We're everything, and you're trying to extract one storyline to fit you, but it's not the
It's
truth.
not fitting me. I'm just telling you how it is. Like, listen,
It's not
I'm
how it
not.
is. It's how you want it to be, because you want power. You want
It's just
us to be made over for your benefit and not ours. And I'm sorry to tell you, but we're not having it.
can I get in there for a second?
Perhaps.
Ras, is that okay?
Yeah, man, go ahead, man. I was just talking about my baby mama. It's all good.
John
She
Burton,
was
he can't accept the truth. I'm sorry. I'm gonna pray for you tonight, though. Okay.
I'm good. I
I'll have
told
a
you that.
long prayer for your ass with sackcloth, and I'll even
I,
fast for your ass for 3 days if I
I,
need to.
I don't believe in fear. You know, my people believe in voodoo. So we worship our ancestors. I don't
But
believe in no
let me
type of
ask
fear.
y'all. Y'all can accept that Somalians can be mixed with Arabic, right? Why can't you accept that we can be mixed with other things other than white? Y'all say, "Oh, we know you have white in you because y'all envision rape." That's
You
it.
said that Somali are mixed with Arabs. That's a fact. But
Somalians,
Somali is
Fulanis, and all these others that claim to be
okay,
not
right, right.
African.
But a Somali will
Or,
never say,
but I'm
oh, I'm
saying
not
that
an
you know that these other people, Ethiopians, people from Egypt, Somalians, and Coasians, and all these other people have their own identity, and you know that. But you want to attach yourself to us who are multiracial, who are the pot of mixture of people of America, to tell us we're one thing when we're most of everything that came here in America. And that's the fascinating part, that you think
okay.
that you can pull that off.
You said that you are mixed with different kind of race. So what is the most
Yeah.
race that you are mixed of? You are mostly mixed with African, right? And then second
No, white,
Ethiopian, and then third is
Indian,
American
and
Indian.
I'm mixed, dude. If I'm mixed, like, look, check this out.
So
If you
what is
have a
the most
Rottweiler, hold up, slow
If
down.
she says
If
he
you
makes
if
you
you have
mixed.
a mixed dog with Chihuahua and a pit bull that's mixed, would you call that dog that's mixed with Chihuahua and pit bull a pit bull? No, you're not. It's mixed. It's over. It's its own. It's the
Okay,
same
fine.
damn
So
thing with us.
what if that offspring of Chihuahua and a pit bull decided to mix with another pit bull?
That
So
means it would be
what
still a mixed dog. It still
okay,
would not be an authentic mix
I
of
agree with that.
a pit
Hold
bull.
on, hear me out. Hear me out. Hold on. I agree with that. But that offspring of that pit bull, what if that offspring of that pit bull mixed with another pit bull? The offspring of that pit bull,
Okay, how you're
most
trying
of
to,
his
like,
ancestors gonna be a pit bull.
you're
That's the
trying to
same thing when
prove
it comes
for
to you
the pit
guys.
bull that it
So
only
you
fucks
guys
with
are
only
mostly
pit bulls after the fact. But that's not what happened in America. I'm sorry. It's a good luck of a chance of trying, but it doesn't work. Because what happened here, what you guys like to use, like if a Chinese came to America and they still maintain being Chinese. Well, they maintain being Chinese if they only have sex with Chinese people and left everybody else alone, the white and blacks and everything else. Yeah, that can happen. But y'all make it seem like that the black people that were here, that they can only have sex and only produce with
Okay. What do you
Africans. That's not reality. If that scientifically was possible, where us as Black Americans can only conceive with Africans to make a baby product from that exchange, then you would be correct. But the fact is, any other race that has sex with us could make a baby. As you know, biracials or any other races, you cannot conclude you're just African when we're mixed. That's a reality. And the fact that we're mixed
Listen,
and we
I
want
keep
to claim
agreeing with you, but
American,
what
you
I'm
should not
asking
be
you,
mad.
why
Let her
you
finish. Let her finish.
I'm not mad at all. I am agreeing with you, but what I'm asking you is, what is the race that you are mixed the most? It's African. Most
No,
African
no, no,
American
no,
are
no.
of
I mix the
African.
most with American, dude. American.
What is American? I just
Everything
showed
that
you what
happens in
American
America is
is.
what
You
I
have
mix
four types
with.
of American. I just
American.
explained that you have four types of American. You have Hispanic American, you have white American, you have African American, and then you have American Indian.
But we're saying all that. We're saying we're American when the common denominator is American, and that's what I want us as Americans to understand. The common denominator in all the mixes of our race is American, and we should not want to be something
Here,
that we're not.
So why do you fall
Moise, one
under
more
American?
question. One more question. One more question.
Go ahead.
Moise, one more question. Then you'll still be here, but we're gonna let the next person go. But one last question to Black Home. I'm sure she has things to do. But one more question to her. Go ahead.
Okay. The last question what I want to ask you is, you said that you mix, right? I agree with you on that 100% that you are mixed with different things, right? But if you said you are an American, where do you fall under that American, under America? Do you fall under African American, American Indian, or European American, or Hispanic American? So these are the four types of American you have
Black
in the United
American or multiracial American. And like I said,
States. So
this has
hold on,
not
hold
been
on.
a case for
If you
us.
fall under Black American, then you are of African descent.
No,
Plain and
no, no, no,
simple.
no. Descent is not complete. Okay, when you have other races there, I'm not claiming one because you want me to. Sorry. I'm claiming all. All. There's a difference. All.
I don't think you get it at all, man. Because
You
you
don't
say
get it
you
all. You
so
have an
so
agenda. I
hold
get
on,
it. You think
hold on.
you're strong
You're saying
spoken.
that you are
Think you can like tell me what I'm gonna think and believe because you have confused a
no,
lot of
no,
people before, but you never
no.
met nobody like me. You can't fuck with me and my truth. I am all the above. I'm not just what you want me to
Well,
believe
well,
and perceive
well,
for
you're not about
myself.
me.
Sorry.
You're not about me. You saying that you are American, but yet you said that you fall under the umbrella of Black American. If you fall under the umbrella of Black American, that means that you are overwhelmingly of African descent.
No,
No
no,
matter
no, no.
how much
You're
how much
confused
you
again. I'm
for
gonna
me.
pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna sing you a lullaby if I need to, but it's not the truth. We are multi-race Americans. We have a history that came before the Columbus motherfucker came to America. We were here before he got here, and he came and he saw us, and they enslaved us or they made us what do you call it, sharecroppers and all this type of stuff. And they stripped of us of our identity. Some was raped, some was colonized, some was enslaved, and this and that and the other. So we're a mixture of all these circumstances of chaos, but we're not African because all the other bloods came onto us. We're a whole new
Okay.
race that you don't want to accept, and I'm sorry. You don't want us to be shameful of our mix. But I'm saying to you,
I
I'm powerful and I overcome. I don't feel shameful about who I am. For what? For you?
I don't I don't think I'm saying to you that you are an African person. Clearly, you were not born in Africa. You don't know any of African tribe. But what I'm saying to you that the black people that you know today as Black American, their ancestors came from Africa. They were of different African tribes.
Oh
That's what
my
I'm
God.
saying
But do
to
you
you.
recognize that while we were here in America that other things were going on? Why do you want to discount us being on the soil of America? Do you know what you sound like?
I'm not
Do you
discounting
really
anything.
see
I'm
what you
just
sound
telling you
like?
a
You
fact.
sound like an
You
Asian dude.
are you are descendant of enslaved African. That's
I'm a
fine.
descendant of all the things above, everything. And the only reason why we live was no thanks to Africa. It was thanks to God and our own perseverance to survive. You don't get no
See,
credit,
I
buddy.
think, man, you really need to be on your meds, sis. I'm sorry to say
No,
that,
no,
but man,
no. It's
I
confused,
can't.
and you just like you shook. I understand. I'm gonna give you
Nah,
what do you
man.
call it? Internet hug. Do you feel it? Did it come?
Nah, I'm good. I don't need that. I don't need that. Keep it to
I'm a
yourself, sis.
QR. Did
Yeah.
you feel that pressing of
Trust me.
the hug?
No, listen, man. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna call the ancestors on you,
I'm gonna
man.
hug
Can we
you
do
from
this?
afar. Do you feel it?
No, no. Listen, I'm gonna call the ancestors.
Oh, I'm trying
Ras,
harder
ras,
than ever.
palila, ras,
Huh?
palila, palila, ras, palila, palila. Kita ibat ni jay.
Russ,
Hey, which one
Russ,
are you
you're not
feeling?
gonna win, man.
No, mo sabay tayo, may pala ko well, mo sabay tayo.
Ok. Quer. Que quando eu sou assim?
Ila, ipay ko pon sa muni. Mo sa simply see.
Ok,
I ain't
quer bem.
talking the language. Why can I understand what you're saying? See, y'all ain't right.
Não,
Y'all know we ain't the same. You talking
yo,
another fucking language so I can
yo.
understand? Y'all
No, no,
fuck
no, no.
y'all
Listen,
fucked
can
up.
you listen? Can you're not talking over people. Can you
All
listen,
right,
please?
Russ. All right, so we're gonna move on the panel. So we have a new
Right.
caller in Mississippi. I'm
Yeah,
guessing he's from Mississippi. I don't know.
Millennium, before you go, just let me ask two questions and let me clarify one thing that I said. You mind?
All right.
Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, one of the things I told her is that a naturalized citizen has all the rights that she has. That's not totally correct. You cannot be a vice president or president. But other than that, you have all the rights of
You may have all the rights, but you
black
still
righteous
not
home.
me. You can have all the rights that were afforded to you as a immigrant, but you're still not me. No matter what, you're still not me.
Okay, and before Mississippi comes on, the other question for you, Home, is do you believe in Cobra? I know you say you don't like ADOS and you don't like Tariq. Do you believe in Cobra?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think that's a sham.
What about HR 40?
None of it. I want it to be scrapped. I need a class action suit to against the government on all the things that they did to us since the beginning till now. And I think that people are like playing games, but we have gatekeepers. We have people are part of secret societies. We have people that are agents. We have people that are paid to block us out of doing what we need to do. What we did in the 60s, they're not allowing no more with these people that are propped up that are not real.
I have more questions. Mississippi, go. I'll wait.
What's up, man? How y'all doing today?
Fine, and you?
Yeah, man. I just gotta say thank you to my sister on the panel. She holding it down. We like the 1%ers out here because most of our people deaf, dumb, and blind, and we ain't got nobody speaking up for us, and it's only foreigners claiming to be us speaking up for us. And no disrespect to y'all, but I'm holding up for my people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be respectful. I know y'all remember me from Fathead Brandon over there. You know what I'm saying? I would have been respectful to him.
Whoa.
But he always, he talked disrespectful, and so I had to give him that same energy back. Anyway, how you doing, Miss African Millennium?
Not bad.
Yeah, what's up? And anyway, let me just say this. I need everybody to look up Melville Herkovitz, and he is the Jewish man that created the out of Africa theory. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? It wasn't us. We
Facts.
were indoctrinated. We were indoctrinated with it. You know what I'm saying?
Preach on, brother.
Not to mention, who was the other guy? Walter Plecker. He was the register You know what I'm saying? The guy who was in charge of classifying everybody in America. This recently happened. You see what I'm saying? This happened like in the late 1800s and early
Fact, if
1900s.
y'all allow me, there is a video from WHRO Public Media, an Indian dude with a black looking dude that would explain what has happened to us. And go there is go to the first 10 minutes and you will understand that what happened to us, this coded, the stripping of our identity really happened here in America. And nobody wants to believe it because they have their own intention and agenda and it's fucked up. That's why we can't unify
Absolutely.
because there's no
Absolutely.
respect given for our history. They want to assume that we're children to, I guess, pure African, whatever. I don't believe in none of that bullshit. Like, I have my own reality. You have your own. You can't
And
come here
I
and
can
tell
tell
me
you
what
right
my
now.
reality is.
So what does Mississippi identify as? Do you identify as American?
Absolutely. Right now, at this moment, until we are able to, you know what I'm saying, get this right where we can reclassify ourselves. But I'm for reclassification, period. And we can name ourselves, we can figure that out amongst ourselves. You see what I'm saying? But we're gonna
That
have to be reclassified. It's not gonna no longer be African because we're not African, and I'm blacker than most of y'all on this panel. But if you can read far enough back, you can understand that when those explorers came, they found black niggas like me. I'm talking about dark brown. I'm not mixed or none of that. You see what I'm saying? The only
Mrs.
thing I'm mixed with is different indigenous tribes of America, which were dark skinned melanated people populated every part of the world, even Europe. The question is, where do white people come from? That's what we need to be asking. But instead, we letting them dominate the conversation, and they got us all fighting each other. But y'all got to let us have our piece of land over this us over here. Our ancestors built this shit, not Africans. They weren't enslaved Africans. We just started being called Africans in 1988 with the agent Jesse Jackson. That's why they praise him and lift
Wow.
him up. You know what I'm saying?
um
What's up?
And I
Mississippi.
want to let the
But I
strip,
wanna
the
wait.
strip, can I
I
say
wanna
something
ask
real
you guys
quick?
a legit question. Okay, yeah, you go ahead and I'll ask you guys a
Temp
legit question.
Police Academy, you bitch ass nigga. Talking about we ain't real and all this other shit you talking, you hoe ass, talking about crackhead and liquor. Bitch, kiss my ass. You hear me? You bitch, you bird. Fuck you.
Right, that cool. He just don't want to accept the real. He because this intelligence I'm spitting out. I'm spitting out facts. I'm not ranting. I'm not coming up here being mad like I was with what's his name, Brandon, whatever the Pan African strike back dude. I'm not even tripping like that. I ain't on that today. I'm trying to be respectful. You know what I'm saying? But people got to respect us, and I think that's the problem. People don't want to respect us. They want to act like we their children. And it's Africans when Africans
Well,
find out
I wanna
Africans.
ask you a question though. I wanna ask you a
Okay.
question. Let's say the Indians, right? Should the Indians separate from the ones that claim African American or Black American? Should they separate or should they be the same thing? That's what I
Well,
don't get though.
I'm an advocate for genealogy. If you can do your genealogy, I guarantee you. I done traced my grandparents back to the 1700s, and some of them got an I on their identity on their classification, classified as Indian. Some of them is classified as colored. Some of them, and then they started being classified as Negroes. Never were they classified as African ever. So
uh
I guarantee you, most of them, if they were to do their genealogy, which the majority of us haven't, we're just getting into it. Once they start doing that, they're gonna be with us. You know, they gonna put down that African moniker.
I have a couple questions if I can go.
Yeah, you can
um
go.
yeah. So you guys are indigenous, you say, right?
Absolutely.
Now,
Apparently,
what was that, home?
apparently,
Okay. Now, there are another group of people called indigenous, and they were given lands, and basically they call the lands reservations. How come you guys didn't get yours then?
because white people are fucking white and racist. Don't you understand what has happened? They ain't blessed the Aboriginals in Australia. They're not blessing the cohesions, or what do you call them in South Africa? I forgot their name. They're not
Have they
blessed.
not colonized Africa?
They're not
Haven't they
blessing any
colonized Africa?
indigenous
Wait,
people
hold
because
on.
they're stealing our land. That's
Hold on.
what it is. So you want us to like wait for them to approve of me when they stole from me? Are you kidding me? Are you really serious?
But you
Come
have
on.
to you have to wait on them. Either you fight, you go to
No, no,
war,
no, no. But the
or you
truth
have
of
to
the
wait on them
matter
to
is
give
the
it to
truth.
you.
I can't let them tell me what the truth is when they've been lying.
And
Okay?
So
another thing
You need
is a
to
lot
look,
of
you need to learn
Africans,
to
a lot of
use
continental
logic,
Africans.
critical thinking, and common sense. And a lot of y'all know a lot of book knowledge, memorization of stuff, but you don't have common sense and wisdom and real active reality of what's going on the ground. And I'm trying to like help you out. Can I give
okay,
you a little brief hug in the corner real quick and let you understand what you don't understand?
okay. Let's leave the Africans out of it for now because we're in America and
I'm
we're
not letting
talking.
you out.
No, well, for now
We
we're
can't
trying.
leave Africans out because Africans help them. You got to read
I'm trying to
history,
get
man.
you,
Africans help
Mississippi.
Europeans colonize America. This is the land
Mississippi,
of
I'm
making
trying to
money.
get Mississippi. I'm trying to get where you're coming from. You guys says you're all indigenous, and I know some indigenous people were given lands over here, and they say they are indigenous. They never mentioned you guys. So
That
who's
don't
lying?
matter. That
Who's
don't matter
lying?
what they say. If you look at them, they look like Asians. They mix with Asian and white and everything in the book. They're not indigenous to this place.
Okay, so they gave Asians land before they gave it to you guys, you
Why are they?
indigenous
Well,
ones.
tell me this. Why are they giving Africans land before they give us land?
Where did they give
If you've been
Africans
here
land in the
longer,
United States? Where did they give Africans land in the United States?
Africans own land here. Africans have
Because they
African
bought it.
town.
Because they
They got
bought it.
Nigerian town. They got all
Because they
these
bought
different
it.
towns. Black Americans don't have that, sir.
Black Americans have a lot of land here because they buy it. You have to buy land here.
No, they stole our ancestors' land, sir.
But you said Africans have land here. Do you know any Africans who have land that they didn't pay for in America?
I know where they can't pay for it because it's invalid, sir. They
Or it's
paid for it through fraudulent means, but I don't have to look at that and validate it and say it's real, it's their land. I'm still looking at it like it's stolen land.
Now I asked Home the same question. I'm going to ask you: are you indigenous black or indigenous Indian white and black? What's
Man, look, to be honest with you, maybe I don't know if one of my ancestors were raped by a white man or not. It's very much possible. But I can tell you the way I look and the way my mama looked and the way my grandmother looked. I was, I'm old enough to have seen my great grandmother before she passed. She was alive when I was a little boy before she died, and she was extremely dark skinned. All of my family members on both sides, and
so
my grandmother do not look like Africans, sir.
okay?
They
And
don't.
so your ancestors were some of the people who met Columbus on the beach.
I guess you can say that.
Okay.
And Columbus was black himself, sir. He wasn't a white man. He was a black Moor from Africa.
And why
He's the
did
one who he helped Europeans colonize Africa because Europeans are originally from North Africa.
That's
now
BS.
why did you all let Columbus and the Spanish and the English enslave you
Come
guys?
on, man.
You
Let's
guys are
not be
very smart.
disrespectful and start asking stupid questions. Why did we let something happen? Just like what's happening now. If we were invaded, just like they're doing now, they did in the past. They letting Mexicans come in, all foreigners. Y'all come on in. Let's destroy the black people here.
So
That's what's happening.
you guys did the same thing. You allowed them to come in and invade you and take you over. Is that what you're saying?
African millennial, do you have
So
any
you
questions for
said
me?
Africa was unscathed by white people doing whatever they wanted to do, Arabics and Chinese and whatever else. Cut the bullshit, dude. You're not.
European Africans.
Do you have any association with the other indigenous Americans? The ones that you say that are Asians, do you have any association with them?
The only association I want with them is bloodshed, sir. And you
okay.
too, if you in our way from stopping us from getting what we need, you on the chopping block because this is why we can't get reparations. This is why we can't get reparations because Africans are in the way. Africans are blocking us from getting our reparations and everything else that we're trying to get.
Poor Black in Mississippi. What you just said something interesting. What is it that you guys need? You said some people are in your way to get what you guys need. What do you guys need?
We need foreigners that invaded our lands to
Yeah.
be gone, and we want our land back because this not going away. You know what I'm saying? This is going on into the future.
But more than
And
that, we need respect and acknowledgement of who we are instead of people just assuming that we're just little old slaves that fell off of wooden boats. That is not the truth.
Okay.
So Africans are the only people in your way, not Jewish people, not Irish people,
All you motherfuckers are
not
in our
German.
way. Everybody's in our way. Chinese, Jewish, Africans, immigrants, even Black Americans like Brandon, Pan African Strikes
I
Back
don't even
Again.
think he a black
And
American. I
all
think
these
he a
other
lion.
bitches. They're against us, assuming our own identity and our own destiny.
I
They're
think he got
all
some
our enemies.
grandparents
We
buried
are
in Africa.
surrounded by enemies.
Absolutely.
Let me interject something here. Do you know that the census form has an entry on there that says other? You can put whatever you want. For a few years now, I have been putting just human, nothing else but human.
And you know
Do you,
what? Recently, since I've known what's going on now, I put Aboriginal American recently with the last census. That's what I put on my census recently. But African millennial, if you can go to WHRO Public Media 11 years ago, you will see another view of what happened to the Native Americans, and you will see a black guy looking black that has heritage in the tribes of that and what had happened. Because a lot of y'all want to believe that somehow, I guess, Indians didn't want to touch us in America and like, you know, they're too precious and prim and all that. But y'all wanted to like give white people to us. Oh yeah, the white people, they raped the fuck out of you. Y'all slaves and y'all in the corner somewhere getting fucked. You know what I mean? Like nobody else wanted us. Everybody wanted everybody. Everybody was fucking everybody in America. That's why we're a mixture
And
people.
they didn't come violently. They talking like they came violently. Like y'all won't run up on us today. Y'all didn't run up on our ancestors then. Don't
That's
nobody
what
just run
I'm
up on
saying.
black
Like
American
it's a
people.
lot. I mean, some of that was fucked up and brutal, but some of that wasn't. Some of those people connected willingly with their own will. You know what I mean? Africans with the Native Americans, or the Native Americans were already here, or Black Indians were. There's a mixture of all
Look,
of those
my
groups of
grandparents were
us.
farmers. They own their own land. They farm
Exactly.
land.
There's a lot of black people that own their own land that did sharecropping instead of slavery.
No,
That's a
we
fact.
taught them how to farm. They didn't know how to farm this land.
Exactly. But I'm saying that the depiction of every black person were just slaves is not true.
Right,
That's
right,
not.
absolutely.
We had our own land. It was stripped from us, or we were like tricked into be sharecroppers with these white people. We believed in a
Most of us lost our land when we registered to vote. You know what I'm saying? When they started registering to vote, they was losing their land because they federalized it.
exactly, because they didn't know what they were up to, and
They
they screwed us
federalized it.
of
Yeah.
they screwed us of out of our identity and out of our land.
Yeah. So it wasn't
That's
no
what
big shit.
happened, and
It
that's
wasn't
why
nobody
we
just
like focus on the Indian aspect of our heritage because all the doom and gloom happened to those grandmothers, grandfathers, or great grandfathers and grandmothers here in America. And we don't really know about the Africans that came here because it's not a record of that we can tell right now. But I'm saying, from my own personal opinion, it's possible that an African blended in with all that, but that doesn't make me African because an African touched the blood of an Indian or a white person intermingled with me. Like, okay, I'm American. I'm just American.
I
And
have a question for both of you guys before Mr. Nice goes ahead. Both of you guys
mhm,
specifically. What do you guys say to some of the people that say that what you're saying is divisive? What is the rebuttal that you guys have for that?
they're
Some people will
retarded.
say you guys are being divisive.